with Lauren on Six Music this morning. 22:11, and I'm delighted to say that on the line we have this morning's guest. Jodie Comer joins me on the line. Good morning, Jodie. How are you? How's life?
Good morning. I'm good. Life's great. I'm good. How are you?
I'm good, thank you. Where are you starting your day today?
I'm in sunny Liverpool. It's a beautiful day today. So yeah, I'm at home.
Oh, perfect. I know that I think you've been in lockdown at your mum and dad's up there. How has the experience been for you?
It's been amazing. You know, we're all big enough and bad enough now to behave and give each other enough space, and everyone's well and healthy. So it's been nice actually just to have some family time, which I don't always get.
Oh, that's lovely. Well, listen, thank you very much for making the time to talk to us this morning. Obviously, we're talking about Talking Heads, which started last night on BBC One. And as you know, Sir Nicholas Hytner, lead director and producer, was on our show yesterday. So we heard a little bit about it then. From your point of view, what was it like taking on this project? Because it's a kind of televisual landmark. It's a classic concept, isn't it?
It is, and it was something that I wasn't familiar with, so I kind of learned all those feelings as I was learning my monologue. But you know, the opportunity to bring this monologue to life, and you know, try and fill Julie Walters' footsteps in some sort of way, and work with Josie, honestly, was hugely exciting to me. And it's one of those things, you know, you look at a piece of material that big and you're like, how am I gonna do it? And then it's so incredible when you all get together as a team, and, you know, especially under the kind of the COVID restrictions, and everyone pulls together and really wants to make something work. So it was really, really amazing.
So you play Leslie, and as you say, she was originally played by Julie Walters in 1988. How did you work and tell us about bringing this monologue to life? I mean, with the, you know, under lockdown restrictions, it must have been very tricky.
Yeah, well, me and Josie kind of got right to it after we both agreed that we were a part of it, and we'd kind of get up at 9 o'clock every morning, we'd do a FaceTime for 3 or 4 hours, you know, with a tea break in between. And we did that for about 3 weeks. And Josie's incredible. I mean, what she really learned and helped me with is bringing things to life that aren't on the page. You know, the connection with the audience and Leslie is so important. You know, you are feeding the audience so much information, and they have to visualize and feel what it is she's feeling. So I'm so grateful to Josie for really helping me.
Yeah, director Josie Rourke. So I mean, am I right in thinking, Jodie, that it was a monologue that got you your first break when you were just 12 or so?
Yeah, I did. Liverpool used to do this thing called the Liverpool Drama Festival, which I don't know if they do it anymore, which is actually really sad. And it used to be in the George's Hall, St. George's Hall. And you'd go in and there'd be like groups of 30 kids, all different, you know, age groups. And yeah, I did a monologue, and it was a monologue about Hillsborough, and it was a local playwright. And I won the festival, and that was the first time my dad ever seen me act. So that was a huge, you know, when I think back to that moment, that was a pretty big moment. But
what did he say about it? Was he blown away?
He was terrified because I was maybe last in the group to go up, and there were so many kids that were incredible, and he'd never seen me act before, and he said he was kind of like, oh God, like, just let it get up there and have a good time and enjoy yourself. And then I remember seeing his face after I did it, and yeah, he was kind of lost for words a little bit, because they'd always encouraged me, you know, they were so innocent to it all, and they know I loved it, so they just wanted me to do it purely for that, you know. So the fact that this has kind of gone in the way it has is really special.
I mean, it's fabulous, isn't it? I know that Stephen Graham was a great supporter and mentor of you in your early days as well. And am I right in thinking that he persuaded you not to try and like smooth out your accent? Yeah.
I mean, I worked with Stephen when I was about 16. We had like one day shooting. Well, I had one day shooting with him on a drama called Good Cop for the BBC. And just like chatting to him throughout the day, you know, kind of picking his brains. He was asking me lots of questions. And I remember at that time feeling like I needed to take elocution lessons, and I don't know where I'd got that from. And he was like, "You kidding me? Don't you dare! Don't you ever lose this accent?" And And he is so true to himself, and so to have someone exactly like him who's, from where I'm from, and celebrates who they are in an industry where they probably are less working class actors. It's to have someone like him is amazing.
Well, yeah, and someone like you as well. I mean, it was extraordinary to see your BAFTA win last year. The last award of the night. You got up there, and won Best Actress. I mean, an incredible moment, and to see you, as you say, being up there representing and making that speech. I know that you're up again this year of the virtual ceremony. What was winning last time like?
Oh my God. It was incredible. I mean, to have all my family there was amazing. It's just so out of body, those kinds of things, because you can always think in your head how it would feel, and then it never ever compares to it happening. Or it's so easy for the night to just run away with itself, and so I think it's always important to. You kind of moving on to the next thing, and life carries on. I think it's always lovely to look back at those things and really remember them for what they are.
Yeah.
I
know that this year's BAFTAs are taking place, the virtual ceremony, I think, happening 31st of July. Will you be frocking up at home?
Oh, I don't know. It seems crazy to do that. I don't know. I think I have got to. You can't go. But what I kind of thought was like maybe I could do like a snazzy top and do pajamas on the bottom.
Oh yeah.
like I have been doing for most of my Zoom calls.
Correct. Yeah. No, that's it.
I've rumbled myself. I guess it's BAFTA. You've always got to dress up for the occasion.
I mean, yeah, definitely top half, or maybe bottom half, and stand on your head. It's up to you.
Yeah, exactly.
And of course, it's been such a busy time. I mean, Killing Eve going brilliantly up for BAFTAs again. I know that you were in the middle of working with Ridley Scott on an epic called The Last Duel when lockdown kicked in. Where are things at with that, and when are you going to be picking up again? Do you know?
So rumour is end of August. Which now seems crazy that I'm kind of remembering that I have to go back and finish that and get back in the headspace. But yeah, but around end of August, we've only got I think 5 or 6 weeks left. So yeah, I'm itching to kind of to get my head back in the game now, and yeah, so not too long, really.
Yeah, and I mean, obviously, Nicholas Heitner was saying yesterday one of the great things about Talking Heads was that this is a project that you could make with the production values that you would want to give it during lockdown. This is obviously such a massively challenging time for the creative industries across the board. What are you seeing in your kind of friends and collaborators and the people that you work with behind the scenes as well? How are they responding to the challenges of lockdown and the difficulties that their industries are going through?
Yeah, well, I think what's really inspiring is just how much everybody is trying to adapt and make those changes. Even when I look, outside of the industry and there's local independent bars and restaurants, and you see how they've adapted to try and keep themselves going and keep serving customers. I just think it's so inspiring how, this is a new kind of normal. And I think it's just lovely seeing how willing everybody is to kind of get back on track, but make sure that everybody is safe and is comfortable above all else.
Yeah. Well, thank you so much for talking to us today, Jodie. It's a real pleasure to speak to you, and congratulations on